welcome to your weekly news recap. I'm Gabriela Perez, and here are the top stories of the week. Kicking off the week with some disturbing news, a lawsuit has been filed against 2 Chicago hospitals accusing Dr. Fabio Ortega of abusing over 300 women over several decades. The lawsuit brought on behalf of one woman claims that many of Dr. Ortega's accusers were sent to him because they are Latina and he spoke Spanish. The lawsuit against 2 top Chicago hospitals accuses an OBGYN, Fabio Ortega, of sexually abusing over 300 women, primarily Latina and Spanish speakers, and alleges that the hospitals ignored the women's complaints. Ortega pleaded guilty in 2021 to sexually abusing 2 patients. The suit claims that hospital staff concealed complaints about Ortega's behavior for years, allowing him to abuse more patients. Allegations include unnecessary pelvic exams, intrusive questions about sex lives, and assaults disguised as medical procedures. The hospitals, now operated by Endeavor Health, declined to comment on the pending allegation, but stated they have no tolerance for abuse and investigate all allegations. The lawsuit sheds light on the vulnerability of minority patients who may face silencing when raising concerns about their health care. More lawsuits are expected, but the plaintiffs are not pursuing a class action case due to the varying experiences of the victims. Moving on, major grocery chains like Target, Costco, and Walmart are using prison labor in their food production. While a 1935 law prohibits transporting goods made by convict labor across state lines, an exemption exists for agricultural commodities, amounting to hundreds of millions of dollars in commerce. An AP News report exposes how these products are hidden within complex trade networks, often sold by corporations claiming not to use prison labor. The goals for prisons in the United States are rehabilitation and retribution, not free labor. Activist groups are calling this practice legalized slave labor as a result. A small portion of prison labor is unpaid or barely paid, with wages as low as 52 cents per hour. Jobs are performed under threat of penalty, creating a forced labor environment. Despite recent amendments like banning slavery in prisons, lawsuits investigate ongoing exploitation of incarcerated labor. Some argue for the benefit of work opportunities in prisons, while others view it as complicity in their enslavement, advocating for the right to unionize and challenging the notion of prison work as a privilege. Next, beginning this spring, Chick-fil-A will begin using antibiotics in its chicken, failing its promise to use antibiotic-free chicken, one that made them stand out from other fast food chains. Antibiotics are used in chickens to fatten them up, boosting their weight gain and increasing the amount of meat they produce, in return increasing profits. On its website, Chick-fil-A says the change is due to the diminishing chicken supply and instead will embrace the looser industry standard. This change comes after Tyson, the largest poultry company in the US, also ended its 8-year pledge to keep antibiotics out of its chickens. Antibiotic use in food products has received a wave of criticism in recent years as some bacterial infections in humans are becoming more resistant to medicine as a result of so much exposure to the drugs. The World Health Organization says there is clear evidence that antibiotics using chickens are harmful to humans as they create resistance to medicine, especially considering that the drugs used to fatten up animals are either the same or similar to those in human medicine. Ending on a positive story, Thailand's House of Representatives passed a bill legalizing same-sex marriage, with 400 representatives in favor and only 10 opposed. The bill still needs approval from the Senate and the King before becoming law, which could take months. However, if passed, Thailand could become the first Southeast Asian nation to recognize same-sex marriage and the third in Asia after Taiwan and Nepal. Supporters see this as a historic step forward for Thai society. However, challenges remain as discrimination and violence against LGBTQ+ individuals persist despite legal protections. Previous attempts to legalize same-sex marriage have stalled, but political parties, including the Move Forward Party, have pledged support. Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin has also expressed support for the bill and Bangkok's bid to host worldwide Pride in 2028. That's all for this week. From politics to crime, I look forward to delivering you independent coverage every week. Subscribe and follow my social media pages to catch up on the latest news. I'll see you next week.